I used to think running a successful business required more hours than a 9 to 5. Constantly waking up in the middle of the night riddled with anxiety, in a state of constant fear and stress all the time. And it was until I developed this productivity system that allowed me to make 5 times more money in my business, despite only working 3 to 4 hours every single day. So in this video I'm going to expose this system to you, and it's also the same system that allowed one of my clients to add 2.5k extra in his business in a matter of like a couple of weeks, all by working 3 to 4 hours a day. But just before I show you this system, you need to understand the simple reason to why your business isn't growing and why you're tied to your desk for 12 hours a day. The simple reason to why your business isn't growing is because you're operating from a state of stress, chaos, and anxiety all the time. You wake up and the first thing you do is check Instagram, WhatsApp, and you start scrolling, opening all these distractions which ruin your focus before the day even begins. And after a constant battle with your mind, you finally find a task to work on. But at this point it's 6 p.m, it's 8 p.m, and so you're forced to stay up until 1 a.m, 2 a.m just to finish your business task, which could have took 3 to 4 hours in a day. And this impacts your focus, your productivity, your outputs for the entire week, and most importantly, you literally lose out on an extra 5k in your business. However, this system that I'm about to share with you allows you to operate from a state of flow, where tasks get done over and over again effortlessly and quicker than ever. And it's something I call the flow state system. You see, a flow state is an altered state of consciousness. When you completely concentrate and focus on one thing at once, time starts to fly by, you have no thoughts whatsoever, and the tasks you do feel effortless to complete. The prefrontal cortex inside the brain, which is the part of the brain that manages the past, the present, and the future, like all the thoughts, gets temporarily toned down, which allows you to focus without having chaotic thoughts all the time. And the first step in this flow state system is to identify the 1 to 3 tasks that are the most important that can be done in your business every single day, right? The non-negotiable tasks. And if you struggle to think of these on the top of your head, I want you to ask yourself, if you only had 3 hours in a day or 3 to 4 hours in a day, what would you spend your time doing? And you only have 3 to 4 hours. After that point, you can't work on your business and you have to find something else to do. And once you find these 1 to 3 tasks, what I want you to do is find all the other tasks that you find yourself working on and cut them out. Like for example, with a lot of the clients I work with, they have constant meetings with their team, constant check-ins where they don't need to, right? Things that could be resolved with a simple text message to their team, but instead they end up spending 2 hours to solve it. Please just cut all of that out because you don't need it. What you need to do is focus on the 1 to 3 tasks that actually move the needle in your business, the 1 to 3 tasks that give the most progress. And that first step is very simple, and that would really help you. Literally, automatically, you would save like 3 to 4 hours in a day from just doing that simple step. But without knowing this next step, you're missing out on an extra 3 to 4 hours that you can actually save and more money in your business. And basically what it is to get straight to work as soon as you wake up on the big 3 tasks you've just selected. Because a lot of my clients and a lot of entrepreneurs that I work with, they have this giant morning routine, right? They follow the Hamzo advice, or the advice of having a giant morning routine like meditation, journaling, and don't get me wrong, these habits are very beneficial to your life, and I actually do them myself, but doing them as soon as you wake up is basically shooting yourself and your business in the foot. What you need to do instead is, in the first 5 to 15 minutes, as soon as your eyes open, get straight to your desk and start working. And I know this probably sounds crazy, but it's the single best thing that I ever did, and it's the one thing that allowed me to get into a flow state, that altered state of consciousness I mentioned earlier, effortlessly, because it activates so many flow triggers, which are basically preconditions that allow you to get into a flow state. The main one that it activates is a deep embodiment flow trigger, because as you're still in REM sleep, as soon as you wake up and you wake up working, that is going to be reflected throughout the entire day, so you can effortlessly do the work and stay productive for 99% of the day. And so the simple way you can actually improve your focus and save time, earn more money in your business, is just do the non-negotiable tasks as soon as you wake up. As soon as you get them done, you save like 3 to 4 hours in a day automatically. Now this is all great, but this final point links everything together, and it's the final piece that allows you to earn 5 times more money in your business by working 3 times less. Because if you've done and followed this flow state system correctly, you've accessed a flow state for 3 to 4 hours in a day, you've done most of your tasks, the non-negotiable tasks at least, and you've left with the day and you don't really know what to do. Right, I had this problem a long time ago where I didn't know what to do because I simply done all my work very quickly, which is a weird problem to have, I know. But what I really recommend you do in this period is develop the systems that your team can use, develop the standard operating procedures you can use for in the future that will save you time and allow you to predictably know what earns you money in your business. And you may think these hours in the day after you've done the important business tasks are not really that important, but you're wrong. These are the most crucial hours, in fact they're even more important than the non-negotiable tasks that you've done. Because in this time, this allows you to develop the systems and the processes to allow your business to run on autopilot without you being there 24/7. And what I want you to do is plan the different pillars in your business at this time. So for example, a big pillar in my business is content, right? I have to plan content, I have to record it, just like I'm doing right now. I spend all my time in this period doing that. I develop systems to make the videos better. And now in your business is maybe a bit different because every single business is different. It has different processes that it follows. But the standard ones are like, sales, maybe even content for you, maybe marketing, right? That's just the main ones. And what you can do is you can start to develop systems that either your team can use. If you do have a team, you can develop systems that allows them to not constantly message you every single time they need something from you. They can just like watch a module, for example, in a course. But if you don't have a team, you can just simplify and better the processes in your business. So one, they take less time, and two, you also make more money because you're improving the systems. And what I want you to understand is a business without systems is not a business at all. It's a manual piece of work that requires your effort 24/7. And chances are, when you wanted to build a business, you didn't have the desire to have a second 9 to 5, did you? You didn't want to work even more hours than a 9 to 5. You wanted to have freedom, you wanted to travel the world. You want to be financially free so you can retire your parents, right? Well, having a business without systems is not going to achieve that. I'm telling you right now, because I made this mistake for so long. Please spend this time after you've done your non-negotiable tasks, developing the systems in your business, developing the foundations that allow you to scale in the long term, not the short term. And by the way, if you're a young entrepreneur who wants to get into a flow state for 6+ hours in a day, completely blow up your business, click the first link in the description to join my free community, where you get a free flow state course and a free one-to-one coaching call with me where I can develop the systems in your business, save 20 hours a week, and make more money for you in your business, alright? Watch this video on the screen right now, and see you in the next one.